Here are my reasons why the current MVP, Lamar Jackson, El Freaky, Big Truss, Action Jackson, is going to win Super Bowl MVP next year. Just like Patrick Mahomes did, winning MVP in his second year and Super Bowl MVP the next year. Lamar Jackson obviously is a special talent, and I believe they got knocked out of the playoffs prematurely because of their coaching struggles. Um, I believe it was Greg Roman and John Harbaugh's fault that they lost against Tennessee, not Lamar Jackson's fault. In no way should Lamar Jackson pass 59 times in a playoff game. That's a losing recipe. They were only down 14-6 at halftime, and they just ditched the running game. Like, they just kept on passing. There's only 9 running back carries for the number one rushing offense ever. Derrick Henry, on the other hand, had 30 carries that game. If you want to win playoff games, you have to stick with your identity, and they did not do that. But I believe this coaching staff is right for Lamar, and they're incredible. And I think a huge thing for Lamar is that they're returning next year. Greg Roman was a head coaching candidate for how well they produce on offense and how they went around Lamar Jackson's strengths. Lamar Jackson improved tremendously from year 1 to year 2, and I think he'll make an even bigger jump as a passer, especially from year 2 to year 3. He has one of the most extreme work ethics in the NFL. He just wants to be great. The entire year, he didn't talk about how good his record was, how he wanted to win MVP, how he wanted to break Michael Vick's rushing record. That meant nothing to him. He wanted to win a Super Bowl. That's what he said all year. And he didn't get to do that this year, and I think he'll come back with a vengeance next year. And the way to win the Super Bowl for I don't know how many years to come is to be able to beat Patrick Mahomes, who is the best quarterback in the NFL. Don't get me wrong on that. But I believe Lamar Jackson will beat him next year, mostly because the way Lamar Jackson plays. The way to beat Patrick Mahomes is to keep him off the field and consistently put up points, not just in the first half where even Patrick Mahomes hasn't been doing well. Like he went down 24-0, 17-0, 17, I think it was 0, 20-10 in the Super Bowl. The Ravens can do that and get that lead on Patrick Mahomes, except they can continue to pour it on. They were the number one scoring offense. They wore teams down with the running game and then improvised and made it creative so they didn't know what was happening next. Especially if they get a new receiving piece, they will make it hard on the Chiefs' defense. And the Ravens' defense, on the other hand, I believe has the best secondary in the NFL with Earl Thomas, Marlon Humphreys, Jimmy Smith, and Marcus Peters, the league leader in picks. And I think they'll be able to help against the receiving options of the Chiefs. And showing that the Ravens offense has it to beat the Chiefs, I think they had a 3-game or plus stretch without punting once. And that's incredible and almost unheard of in the NFL. A good game to showcase that is the Patriots game, where almost everybody thought they were going to lose. But I believe they're going to win because I thought the Patriots defense weren't as good as advertised. And the Ravens showed that. They consistently put up points, and they put points up on every drive. And I think they would have to do that against the Chiefs. They have what it takes to win. They have what it takes. They just got blown out. And I think they'll be even angrier and hungrier next year. And I believe the driving force behind that will be Lamar Jackson, who will improve and who will get better. And I'm not sure if he's going to win MVP and have the regular season stats that he had this year, but I believe he will win Super Bowl MVP, and there will be a race between Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes for years to come. The NFL is going to rise and going to have to go through the AFC for years to come. And I think the best battle between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. So my prediction for next year is that the Ravens will win Super Bowl 55, I believe it is, and that Lamar Jackson will follow in Patrick Mahomes' footsteps, win MVP in his second year, and then Super Bowl MVP in his third. Any feedback or discussions would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Bye.